Hello and welcome everyone to Immigration Talk Show. I'm really happy to be here, and this is Daily Immigration Dose. So before we head on, and I have my co-host join me, I have this very important disclaimer, and that is, by watching our videos, you understand that the information shared, including user comments, is not professional advice. Use at your own risk. Our intention is never to offend; it's just a casual exchange of ideas. So, friends, welcome once again to Daily Immigration Dose on Immigration Talk Show. I'm your host, Napasa, and today we are going to be speaking about one very important topic applying for an H-1B visa this year and how to avoid these costly mistakes. Yes, the season is very much here, knocking at the door. Everybody is anxious and excited about their H-1B visa this year. So, very timely this topic is as well. And today we are going to be speaking, about the visa process as well. Whether you are an employer for looking to hire foreign talent or skilled professional hoping to secure work authorization in the United States. Well, the H-1B visa remains one of the most sought after pathways, and the process is highly, very, very competitive. And even a minor mistake can cost you on your chance of approval. So, yes, of course, there are new changes also implemented by the USCIS for this year's for fiscal year 2025 cap season, and it's more important than ever, to understand the common pitfalls and how to really avoid these mistakes, especially that could lead to rejections, delays, or even bans. So, yes, we are going to discuss on all of that. And to help me throughout this whole discussion program, please help me welcome my co host, Sam. Hi, Sam. How are you doing today?
Hi, Napasa. I'm doing great, and thank you so much, for being here. And I think today we are going to talk about a very important topic, and also that's very important to highlight about the mistakes, that most of the time the employers must do it, and they don't even realize those mistakes. So I think today we are going to highlight those very, I would say, minute mistakes that's very easily overlooked, and most of the time they think that these mistakes are not much important, to pay attention to. So friends, stay tuned and watch this webinar till the end, and also it would be lovely if you could participate in this webinar and join us on call by dialing the number that is 425 4366335 with the access code 988888. So yeah, I think let's go ahead with our very information. But before that, friends, I have this very important news. So let me take this one. And this is about a very recent update that took place, that is about USCIS announces alien registration requirement. So on February 25, 2025, United States Citizenship and Immigration Services has announced a proposed alien registration requirement, which will require many foreign nationals who are present in the United States to submit an online registration and undergo fingerprinting as well. Individuals over the age of 18 must carry proof of registrations at all times. And if we talk about the alien registration requirements, then many foreign nationals who are present at the US are already registered in that they were inspected and admitted to the United States, applied for a benefit after entering the United States, or have been placed in removal proceedings. So, friends, with some exceptions, the following foreign nationals must comply with the requirement if they remain in the United States for 30 days or even longer. So, firstly, individuals who are not inspected and lawfully admitted when entering the US. Secondly, visitors from Canada who entered by land and were not inspected. Thirdly, foreign nationals who applied for deferred action, that is for deferred action for childhood arrivals, DACA, temporary protected status, TPS, or similar benefit programs that are not listed in HCFR, and who were not inspected and admitted to the USR, and who have not been issued an employment authorization documents also. So, friends, there are so many important information related to this very news update, and I think these were the major pointers that I wanted to point out. And with that, I think you can also check out the website also, because there you'll get the actual information. So, yeah, I think this was a very important news update from my end. And Napasa, can you please let us know about your news update?
Yes, Sam, thank you so much. Well, one news update that I have is something what you shared as well yesterday, I think, Sam. So, the future of EB5 and what's next, right? Trump's gold card proposal. So, yes, we all hear about President Trump's, who unveils the new gold card visa replacing the EB5 immigrant investor program. And the visa demand is $5 million investment and targets ultra high net worth individuals. The the gold card promises green card privileges and a path to US citizenship, but raises concerns about its implications and feasibility, requiring legislative approval. So, yes, once again, it has it in news as President Trump announces his plan to replace the EB5 immigrant investor program with a new initiative called Gold Card Visa. So, it's very interesting when you look at it, Trump's gold card. In a statement made on February 25th, 2025, President Trump introduced the Trump Gold Card, a new investor visa that would grant permanent residency in exchange for a minimum investment of $5 million, unlike the existing EB5 program, which requires a minimum investment of $800,000 or $1.05 million, depending on the nature and location of the investment. Well, the gold card is positioned as an exclusive opportunity for ultra high net worth individuals. So it looks very interesting. And according to President Trump, the gold card would provide green card privileges along with a pathway to US citizenship. He emphasized that the new program aims to attract wealthy investors who would spend a lot of money, pay a lot of taxes, and employ a lot of people. So I think this is very, very interesting. And even Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick commented on this on the current EB5 program, calling nonsense, make believe, and fraud. Well, his statement further also confirmed the administration's intent to terminate the EB5 program entirely in favor of the gold card. And President Trump and Lutnick's statements seem to assume that all wealthy people, including oligarchs from Russia, will benefit the US economy. So, what do you have to say about President Trump's gold card program, folks out there? You can comment wherever you're watching us right now and tell us what you think and how beneficial is the gold card going to be. So, yes, this is Immigration Talk Show. Please do not forget to hit the bell icon, subscribe to us at Immigration Talk Show, and if you haven't as yet already, that is. You can also participate with us by dialing this number. Hi, Fawad. Thank you so much for joining us with your comments. We are going to read out your comment very soon. But yes, if you could also join us on call 425-436-6335, and the access code is 988-888. So join us, friends. So, Sam, with that said, I think we should dive into today's very important topic. How we can avoid costly pitfalls with regard to our H-1B. So, should we start then?
Absolutely. I think let me start with my very first pointer that I want to mention here. And I think, Napasa, that most of the time what happens that small errors and small typos or small, I would say, minor errors, are mostly ignored. The one who is filing the petition or the one who is filing the form. So, it is something that sometimes they are not even able to work on those things. So one of the most common mistake is like simple typos or small errors. For example, imagine for example, somebody's name is John. So it is John. And for example, if that name has been mistakenly written as JONH or any other way, maybe a spelling mistake is there, then I think this will lead to confusion or delays also. So this seems to be a very small mistake, and most of the time people think that it's John, and obviously nobody is going to uh, understand it in a wrong way, right? But this happens. And another common mistake is like providing inconsistent information. So for example, let's say one part of the form you mark for the beneficiary as exempt from the H-1B cap, and then at the top of your petition, you mistakenly write regular cap. So this can create a lot of confusion and can make USCIS confused too, making the process more complicated. And these kinds of errors, can delay your processing, because USCIS will need to sort out what's correct and what's not, and they may, try to go through your petition again and again, and this will definitely delay the whole process. Even for, I would say, there's a life example that I want to mention here. There was a girl named Jessica who lived in Texas, and whose employer was applying for the H-1B visa for Jessica. So she was working at the university, and since universities are special, so obviously there has to be a cap exempt, meaning she doesn't have to go through the lottery system whole. But by mistake, the employer, went through the whole file and put up regular cap on the form, and this created a whole mess, and this make the whole process a very chaotic one. And USCIS might think, that the employee does not go through the lottery. I mean, does there's no need to go through the. I mean, sorry, it needs to go through the lottery system, as the cap exempt doesn't need to go through the lottery system. So this mistake could cause a delay of months, or even make them reject the petition because it's being treated incorrectly. So, friends, these are very important mistake, and you have to be very much particular about it. That you can't ignore this mistake, okay? And also, I have some pointers where you can understand how you can avoid these mistakes, because it's not only the problems that we are coming up, but also the solutions that we would love to provide you. Firstly, it's proofread carefully. So, after you finish the form, friends, make sure that it is very important to proofread, take a break, have a sip of coffee, and make yourself little calm, and then come back again to the form and go through each and every detail one by one in a very careful way. And then also check for consistency. Make sure that all the information on the form matches accurately. For example, if you state the beneficiary is cap exempt, then be sure it's consistent throughout the form. And also ask for help, because someone else, like an immigration attorney or even a friend, review the form. They might catch errors that maybe you won't be able to catch it. So I think, Nepasa, this is the first pointer that I wanted to mention in this episode. And I think with the second one, you can go ahead and let us know more mistakes that we should avoid in the year 2025.
Thank you so much, Sam. And yes, very important update. Very, we should all be very careful. Put your 100% while filling up the form so that we avoid any sort of silly mistakes, including spelling mistakes in our own name. So, thank you, Sam, for that, and all the best, friends, for whoever are filing your forms right now. Do it in the right way. Recheck twice, double check, and yeah, let's see it through. Let's see it happen. Um, I wanted to talk about folks who are shifting from being an F1 to H-1B, since it's the since it is the H-1B season. And also, there are pitfalls when you are working on your CPT during cap, right? So when you look at it, one of the most frequent mistakes students make is continuing to work under CPT during the cap period, assuming that cap extends CPT authorization as well. So, for example, if a student's CPT expires on August 25th and their employer has already filed an H-1B petition on June 1st, they may think they can keep working until October 1st under cap, but that's not true, since Cap gap only applies to OPT and STEM OPT, not CPT. So students must stop working when their CPT authorization expires. And if they continue working past their authorized date, they will be in violation of their F1 status, which can lead to serious consequences, including H-1B denial and even deportation. So that's one thing I wanted to share. And employers may really not always be aware of these rules. So it's also the students' responsibility to ensure that they are in compliance with immigration laws. So, yes, Sam, that I wanted to say, and you can continue with more mistakes that can be avoided.
All right. So I think my next mistake would be about choosing the correct USCIS service center. So, friends, this is another very important mistake that we need to do ahead. When filing your H-1B petition, one of the most important steps is to choose the correct service center. Because USCIS processes H-1B applications based on the location of the company's headquarter and not where you will be working or you'll be training. So this is another very important point, and commonly I would say overlooked by most of the people because they think that they have to mention the location where they are going to work. But no, friends, it's not about where you are going to work. It's majorly about where your company's headquarter is. For example, if your company's headquarter is in California and you may be working in Texas or maybe getting training in Texas, then you have to mention California as a service center because that's the rule and that's how it should be. Because a USCIS processes the H-1B application based on the location of the company's headquarter and not where the employee will be working or will be training. So it might seem like a small detail, friends, but small mistakes can make a big difference, and that's very important to understand. But getting it right is very important to ensure that your application is processed smoothly and without any delays. And there are some service centers also. The USCIS has service centers in like California, Potomac, Nebraska, Texas, and Vermont. And I think these were the service centers that I wanted to mention. And also, friends, even though you'll be working, for example, in Texas, then you have to send the H-1B application to the USCIS office that handles California because that's where your company's main office, that means your company's headquarter is. So, if the company's main office is in one state and you are working or training in other state, then you still have to send the application to the office for the state where the company's main office is. And most of the time, what happens, what employers do, that they assume the employee's work location determines the center. Like some employers incorrectly think that the service center should be based on where the employee might be working or might be getting training in that location, and they don't double check everything. So employers may neglect, to verify which service centers to use by not utilizing the USCIS service and office locator, and this can lead to a big problem. This can lead to delay, and can also make the process more complicated and chaotic. And also, friends, most of the time employers also use old information, like USCIS can change its service center assignments from time to time, so you have to make yourself updated regarding what are the changes or which locations are being added on or which locations are being removed from the USCIS service centers because most of the time the employers use the old information, and this cause another big mistake, and this can I would say lead to a big problem. And if employers rely on outdated information or prior filings without checking current guidelines, then they may select the wrong center. And if this step is overlooked, friends, then you might face extended wait times or even a denied petition. And this could result in missed work opportunities, also travel restrictions, and additional legal and filing costs. So I think it can really make the H-1B journey a very difficult one, and it's very important, friends, to always double check and use the USCIS tool and get it right for the very first time, so that you don't have to go with the same process again and again, because it will be more complication, it will be more tension, and also more money will be there. So make sure that you go ahead with the right step. So yeah, I think, Tapasa, this is the another common mistake that I wanted to highlight. And please go ahead and share us some more common mistakes that in 2025 the H-1B applicant should avoid.
Absolutely, Sam. Thank you so much for that. And when you look at it, yes, service centers are very important. So, excuse me. What are USCIS service centers? Before diving into the process, of course, it is very important to understand what USCIS service centers are. I'm so sorry. Excuse me. These centers are not just one but five key facilities across the United States, as Sam has already mentioned, and each of these are responsible for processing specific types of applications and petitions for immigration benefits. And they play a very critical role in the application processing pipeline, dealing with the different forms, excuse me, and requests each day. So I think, Sam, if you can just help me out here, please.
All right, no worries. I think right now, friends, Napasa, her throat is still not in a very good condition, but that's okay. I can go ahead with my next common mistake that we should avoid in 2025, especially by filing the H-1B petition. And right now, I already mentioned about choosing the right USCIS service center. And next is another very important, friends, that is about forgetting important dates. So I know everyone is thinking that they are not going to forget any dates, but friends, this is another very important. I would say pointer to highlight, because this is another a very, I would say, common mistake that may happen. And this mistake can really mess up your H-1B application, and that is forgetting important dates. So if you miss these deadlines, then firstly you might have to wait whole year to apply again, and that's a lot of, I would say, loss of time and money also, because if you need the H-1B visa for work, you have to go through whole process from the beginning, from the scratch. Then also it could also cost money too, because your lawyer fees and registration costs are wasted if you miss the registration or submission deadlines. And if you were like counting on this visa to start a new job, then those delays could mean lost wages and lost opportunities too. Missing deadline, friends, could really throw your entire plan off track. So, just so that you can't miss out any important deadline, here's a quick recap that I would like to share with our viewers. That is on March 1, 2025. There will be online registration opens for employers. So, book this date on your calendar. And March 20, 2025, online registration is going to close. April 2025, USCIS is going to conduct the lottery and notifies the selected applicants. So, this is another very important date, friends, and make sure to mark this date on your calendar. Then, on June 30th, 2025, deadline for submitting completed petitions for selected applicants. So, I think it's very important to mention all these, I would say, dates, so that nobody can miss out these very important dates. And also, keep in mind, friends, that set up reminders on phone, email, or whatever works for you. Have someone on your team to double check the dates, and work with an immigration expert, because that's very important. And they are going to really make you organized and aware about these very important dates. So stay on top of these deadlines, so you don't lose time and money also, or the chance to get your H-1B visa approved. So yeah, I think, Napasa, I hope you're fine right now. So if you're okay, can we go ahead with our next mistake?
Yes, absolutely, Sam. And thank you so much, actually, how important it is, right, to not forget the dates. So keep the dates in mind, see that you are doing everything on time. And when we actually have these webinars with attorneys, and now since it's the H-1B season, I think most of the attorneys, we are speaking a lot about H-1B. So I would, appeal folks out there to go watch our webinars as well. There's so much information you wouldn't want to miss out. And just from our recent webinar with Attorney Chand, he was saying like not to hurry too fast and just go in right after the dates have opened, and not to wait so long that you just make it before the time is up. So relax and see that maybe you do your filings somewhere in between, between the March 15th, around March 15th. So I would say all the best. Do that, and of course, avoid these costly mistakes that could really cost you, because now it's a lot expensive, right, to file your H-1B. It's no more $10, it's $215. So you wouldn't just want to waste that. So yeah, talk about that. And I think we should also take up some comments, Sam, since we are here. So I would say hi to Fawad once again. Robinson, thank you so much for your comments. Also, I think I would like to read Fawad's comment. He's saying key mistakes to avoid: missing the H-1B filing window, incorrect prevailing wage calculation, incomplete documentation, not utilizing advanced degree exemption degree, and ignoring potential delays, not consulting an immigration attorney. Very well said. So I think it'll be best, whenever you're going through your process, and nothing better than having an immigration attorney guide you through your whole path, direct you in every step, whether it's form filing, what documents to put in, how much information to put in, and what not to miss, and by which date should you post it or file it, or drop it. So there you go, Fawad. Thank you so much for that input. Really, very important points to not avoid, so that your filing doesn't fall expensive on you. Thank you, Fawad. Sam, you can go ahead with the other comments.
All right, let me take Robinson. But I think before Robinson, let's have a quick break, because till the time we will come back, I think we will have more comments. So friends, I think let's meet after a short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be coming right back here on your platform, Immigration Talk Show. So keep watching this episode, and it's me, Sam, with my co-host Nipasa. We are having a great discussion on the topic that is about applying for an H-1B visa this year. Avoid these costly mistakes. So keep watching Immigration Talk Show. We'll be don't go anywhere.
Sounds intriguing.
Right. We're talking about this proposed gold card visa.
Oh, yeah, I've heard whispers about that.
Yeah, it's been making some waves. And we're going to break it all down, see what, based on this article we found, is the gold card visa, the future of U.S. immigration for investors.
Catchy title. So are we talking about a real golden ticket here, or is it all smoke and mirrors?
That's exactly what we're here to find out. Let's get into it. First things first, what exactly is this gold card visa?
Well, from what I've gathered, it was an idea floated by former President Trump. It's basically a visa program that would give foreign investors permanent residency in the U.S.
And a path to citizenship.
Yeah, exactly. But there's a catch, of course. It requires a hefty investment. We're talking a cool $5 million pumped into the U.S. economy.
$5 million.
$5 million.
Wow. Okay, so this is definitely geared towards a certain crowd.
For sure. The idea behind it was to replace the existing EB-5 visa program.
Ah, the EB-5. That's the one that's been around for a while, right, for investors?
Yep, that's the one. But it's been plagued with problems, long wait times, concerns about fraud, you name it.
And I seem to recall that requiring investors to create jobs too, right?
Exactly, which added another layer of complexity. So the gold card is kind of like a streamlined version. Higher investment, but supposedly faster processing and a smoother path to citizenship.
Interesting trade-off. But you got to wonder, why the huge jump in the investment amount? From, around $1 million for the EB-5 to $5 million for the gold card?
Yeah, it's a big leap. The article suggests a couple of reasons. One is, of course, the potential economic boost. Imagine the influx of cash if a bunch of folks suddenly decide to drop $5 million each into the U.S. economy.
Makes sense. And I guess with the national debt being what it is, they're probably looking for any way to bring in more revenue.
Right. But it also raises the question, is the U.S. asking too much? I mean, $5 million is a steep price to pay, even for the super rich.
Especially when you compare it to what other countries are asking. Didn't Canada have a similar program?
They did, though it's currently suspended. Their investment requirement was much lower, somewhere around $900,000.
See, that's a huge difference. What about other places?
The UK actually scrapped their program last year, but before that, it was around $2.5 million. Australia's program is under review, but it's sitting at about $3.3 million.
So the U.S. is definitely at the high end of the spectrum here. With all these other options out there, it makes you wonder if the U.S. will actually attract enough investors with this gold card.
Yeah.
Is the allure of the U.S. really strong enough to justify that kind of price tag?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? I mean, the article does highlight some of the classic U.S. advantages: economic stability, tons of business opportunities, great education, and healthcare systems.
And let's not forget the prestige that comes with U.S. citizenship.
Exactly. Those factors can be pretty appealing.
For sure. But it also raises this kind of ethical dilemma, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, are we essentially saying that citizenship is for sale?
Yeah, it's a tricky issue. The article focuses mainly on the economic aspects, but there are definitely some social and ethical implications to consider.
Definitely. But let's stick with the economics for a minute. Do we have any indication of which sectors this gold card would target?
Not explicitly, no, it doesn't really specify. But it's probably safe to assume they're aiming for investments across a range of industries.
Right. So potentially a broader impact than the EB-5, which, if I remember correctly, had specific job creation requirements tied to certain industries.
Yep. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
So putting ourselves in the shoes of a potential investor for a sec, what would you say are the key things to consider here?
Well, first and foremost, you got to weigh the costs and benefits. $5 million is a significant chunk of change. What kind of return are you expecting on that investment?
Right. And beyond the financial aspect, there's the whole lifestyle change. Are you ready to uproot your life and move to a new country?
Exactly. And what about your family? Are they on board with this move?
It's a big decision with a lot of moving parts.
Absolutely.
Well, folks, there you have it. A glimpse into the proposed gold card visa and all the questions it raises. Is it a shortcut to the American dream or a golden ticket with a hefty price tag?
And more importantly, is it worth it?
Exactly. That's the question we're leaving you with today. But as you ponder that, here's a final thought to chew on. The article mainly focuses on the economics, but what about the ethical implications? Does this system create a situation where citizenship is basically a commodity, accessible only to the wealthy? And if so, what does that say about our values as a society? Something to think about.
Right. Lots to think about.
Always is. That's what these deep dives are all about. Thanks for joining us, everyone, and keep those brain gears turning.
Welcome back, everyone, to Daily Immigration Dose on Immigration Talk Show. And yes, I hope that you were enjoying that podcast just now on the gold card by President Trump. So check it out. Check out. You can check out the whole podcast again on our handle at Immigration Talk Show. And check out. Replacing the EB-5 Investor Visa Program and yes, the gold card program now being on $5 million of investment is no joke. So go check it out and get to know more about this gold card. And you can also subscribe to us. Don't forget to hit the bell icon at Immigration Talk Show. Before we went off for the break, we were speaking about today's topic, and we also were taking some comments. We took Fawad's comments. So today we have been discussing about applying for an H-1B visa this year and how to avoid these costly mistakes. It was very interesting talking about that. And folks out there, if you have more points, you can add in just like Fawad had done. So that said, I think we should take up Robinson's comment, right, Sam? What do you say?
Right, right. Let me take this
Yeah.
one. So, hi Robinson, and thank you so much for participating and putting up this information. He's saying the H-1B visa remains one of the most popular options for foreign workers seeking employment in the USA. Absolutely. Whether you are a software engineer, researcher, or financial analyst, this visa allows highly skilled professionals to work in the US in specialized fields. For 2025, however, there are important changes to the H-1B program that could impact your application process. And understanding these modifications is crucial for employers and applicants. So, it is suggested that an attorney should be hired or consulted for making things correct. I think Robinson, our main agenda is always to direct our viewers, to direct every immigrant on the conclusion that please go ahead and reach out to the immigration attorney because they are the one who are very well experienced. They know how the law works. They know how can you avoid those mistakes, and how can they teach you the right path. So I think if there's someone whom you can completely rely on, it's immigration attorneys over there. And the great thing is that, Robinson, that we come up with immigration talk show. That's a live show where we connect with different immigration attorney, and that happens every week. And it would be great if you could also participate. And there we also share the contact details of those immigration attorneys. So that will be really helpful for you also, and for us, for everyone. So I think, yeah, Robinson, you put up a great point, and we always tell our viewers to reach out to the expert advice because it's a very hard time for everyone, and even a small mistake can make a big problem. So to avoid those mistakes, it's very important to reach out to right attorney and also follow the right legal path, because it's not that if you have been deported or if you have been detained and there's no coming back. It depends upon your case, and each decision depends upon each case. So don't lose hope. Be hopeful and stay updated, especially to Immigration Talk Show. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Our handle is at Immigration Talk Show. So I think, Nepasa, we can see some other comment also of Rajendra. So why don't you go ahead and take this one?
Sure, Sam. Rajendra is saying, starting in 2025, employers must also demonstrate a bona fide job offer when applying for an H-1B visa. This means they must show that the position is legitimate and that the applicant is fully qualified to fill the role. Employers will need to submit more comprehensive documentation to support their petitions, especially when it comes to job duties and skills required for the position. Very well put, Rajendra, and yes, it is very important. I mean, details about your job, the job description should be, very detailed. If it is a 3 year job offer, what are you going to do for all these 3 years? I mean, it cannot just be a short paragraph or just a précis of what you're going to do, but could be pages long of about your duties. And it's very important to put out details about the position that you are going to fill in. So, Rajendra, thank you so much for this very important update. And yes, petition. I mean, they must show that the position is legitimate and that the applicant is fully qualified to fill in the role. So, not only that the description about the job is important, but also description about you, your qualifications. I mean, the applicant's qualifications, as in how are they eligible to fill in the roles which this person will be performing in the working years, whether it's 3 years, 5 years, and so on. So, Rajendra, thank you so much for that update as well.
Right.
And as Sam and I we have mentioned earlier, consulting with an immigration attorney is very, very important. So to help you guide, and if you don't have an immigration attorney for yourself, maybe you're looking for one, check us out. We are at Immigration Talk Show. We have a lot of attorneys joining in with us. They're speaking about different topics. You can check out who you resonate with more, and every episode, we also give out their important contact information where you can connect with them. So do that, and if you do not also forget to inform them that you check them out here on Immigration Talk Show and you wanted to connect with them.
Absolutely. And I think Nipasa and Rajendra also for putting up these and we are expecting you on every episode of Daily Immigration Doors. We would be so happy if you could also have joined us on call, and that will make the conversation even more lively. But that's okay. Even participating through comments also is very good. And I think there's another very important common mistake, Nipasa, that I want to highlight, and that is about choosing the wrong occupation code on your LCA, that is labor condition application. So here what happens, like every job has an occupation code that tells USCIS exactly what kind of work the employee will be doing. So if you choose the wrong code, if the employer is choosing the wrong code, then USCIS might think the job doesn't qualify for an H-1B. And that could delay your process and could also delay your case. For example, if you're applying for an H-1B for a software engineer, but you accidentally select the occupation code for a different role, because this thing most of the time it happens, like database administrator or maybe some other occupation. So USCIS could question whether the job fits the requirements for an H-1B visa category or not. And these kinds of mistakes, friends, can actually slow down the process, can make the whole I would say thing more complicated, and can also make you in a lot of tension, so that is something that you should definitely avoid. And how you can avoid it, I have some pointers as well. That is to know the correct occupation code. That's very important. Always double check the code for the specific job title that you are applying for. And you can find a list of occupation codes on the Department of Labor website. So you can go ahead and check out that website. Secondly, friends, you can match the job description. This is a better, easy way and a more simple way. Make sure the job duties on the form match the occupation code that you selected. Then double check before you submit. That's majorly important. It's not only about one form or second form. You have to go with the double checking process each and every step. So yeah, because you have to look over everything to ensure that the code accurately reflects the job that you are hiring for. So I think by choosing the correct occupation code, you can avoid delays and make sure that your petition gets processed smoothly. So with this, friends, this was the last pointer of today's topic that I wanted to highlight. And I'm sure that these pointers or these common mistakes that we have covered in this episode is really going to make I would say can make our viewers understand that these are the common mistakes, and how also they can avoid these mistakes. So
Yes.
yeah, I think that's all, Napasa. We have covered a lot of information in this video, and
Right.
I think it's
Yeah.
time to wrap up.
Absolutely, Sam. And I really hope that folks out there are benefiting with this whole discussion we had today. And yes, avoid these uh, mistakes, that could become very, very expensive for you, because it's costly to for H-1B this year, especially, with the whole fee of $215. And not just that, but all the best for the whole lottery process. I would say try your luck and let's see what happens. So, all the best. And that said, friends, don't also forget to subscribe to us. Our handle is at Immigration Talk Show, and you can also check us out not only in YouTube but also on LinkedIn, Facebook, X, and on Instagram as well. Follow us, connect with us, subscribe to us, and stay in touch with us. So, yes, also follow our podcast, very important, and go check out this latest update on President Trump's gold card. So, yes, let us also know what you think about it and how beneficial it is going to be for, um, you know, for you. And also, you can check out the EB2 and NIW podcasts. Very important information that you wouldn't want to miss out on, and stay updated. It's very important because there has been a lot of changes, and you wouldn't want to miss out on any of these updates because each update also impacts your filing process. All right. So all the best once again. And yeah, let's do this. Let's see what fiscal year 2025 has for all of us. So that's it. Once again, thank you so much, each one of you, for joining us here on Daily Immigration Dose with me, Napasa, and my co host, Sam. You can also contact us. My phone number is 408-335-6444. That's also where you can WhatsApp us. And we are going to take up whatever questions you have for attorneys, who join us on Immigration Talk Show. You can also email me. My email address is nipa@staffingly.com. And you can email sam@staffingly.com and send us whatever queries you have, questions you have, and we can forward them accordingly. So thank you once again, and yeah, see you very soon. Have a happy weekend, happy Friday. What say, Sam?
Absolutely. Same here, friends. Good luck, everyone. Enjoy your weekends. Don't be stressful. Just have a cup of coffee and relax. Go watch for a movie and everything. And that's all. Enjoy your weekend. And of course, to make yourself updated, we are here. So make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Our handle is at Immigration Talk Show. Goodbye, everyone, and happy weekend.